What is up, guys? Steve here with Scotch and Things. I always talk about what I do, but rarely show it, so I thought I've got some time, I'll make a quick video. I just sent the guys home. It's getting windy. Here's the project we are currently working on. It's going to be, I'll go inside here in a minute so you can hear me better without the wind. 60-foot diameter. It's going to be 22 rings tall. That's a 60-19, and there's a smaller one behind that we built like 7 years ago. Just kind of show you our staging area, like parts that we're going to use but I don't want in the way right now. All the trash separated from metal to trash. The farmer's it's gonna be windy this weekend, so we got that all together for him. We usually sort it out like that and keep the job site nice and clean anyway, but he's gonna come and disperse of that this weekend. Stiffeners, I've got them arranged out close to the bin now. When we're building, when we start a project and we build the roof, and I want nothing around the bin. The trailer wasn't here. Nothing's around the bin, so we have access to go around. There's a job trailer, horse trailer converted into tools in the back. Place for us to hang out, eat up front. There's the dually. Oh, this one's a little different. It's got two platforms. There's the lower one that's going to match up to that one up there, and then just two sections of spiral down since this bin's taller. That trailer's got my big diesel generator in it. That's my beloved telehandler. Freaking love that thing. My buddies always ask me when I'm gonna buy a sports car again, why when I have something sweet like that. All right, inside the bin, this one's got a lot going on, so I can kind of cover a lot of stuff for you. Here's our jacks. Each sheet has a jack on it. They're shaft driven. Some guys use hydraulic, but with the hydraulic, you've got hydraulic lines running everywhere. And these sheets get heavy if someone were to drop one on one. When I talk about sheets, here is a single sheet. When I talk about rings, one ring, see each, there's, two rings, 3 rings on up. I always talk in diameter. Farmers always want to know bushel size. This thing I think is roughly going to be around 190,000 bushels, but I go by diameter, 60-foot diameter, 22 rings tall. This one they all have inside ladder. That thing running up there is called a side draw. Not every bin gets those. Most of the time, when we put them in, they're used for semis, to fill semis. So they'll come out in like the 6th or 7th ring up in the air, and then they'll have a spout that comes down. Basically, this big giant thing bolts to the outside, and then they attach a spout that'll lower and fill a semi. It allows you to fill quickly. This one's gonna come all the way down by the door. It'll come out next to the door. The door is gonna be right here. It's a 2-piece commercial door, weighs about 1,500 pounds. And then they'll use that and it'll spout into a conveyor for them. We use scaffolding when we build the roof. I'll talk about that. This one's got, see these blue lines? Those are temperature cables, so a farmer can monitor the temperature in his bin and know when to kick fans on. Some bins are automated, so the fans come on automatically. It just depends what kind of system you have. Those mount up, we run the lines out. You can't hardly see right now. See the cord we run, and then we shoot them out the top of the bin for the electrician to finish them off. This one's got a structured roof, rafters basically. Bigger bins usually do. So you can see that structure system. So usually we'll build 2 rings and then we build a roof, or this case we build 2 rings and then we put the rafters in and then come back and sheet it. So all of the roof sheets then we put on one by one, and then once all that's tightened up, then we can start jacking. So just thought I'd give you a quick look. Tarps, here's a stack of sheets. There was a stack that tall right here, and we've gone through that already to build this, and there's one more stack over there. That's how they come, and then we putty tape them, and that seals it watertight. Any air we go through, we caulk that later before we go up. The way these jacks work, these are 32-inch sheets, so if I talk about a short sheet, that's what a 32-inch sheet is. I much prefer to jack these, and because it's only 3 jacks that I need to do. The jack will raise one position, we'll stick a pin in, and then we lower the jack, stick a pin in here, and then raise it up, stick a pin in, and complete that process for 3 steps. I can jack in more of a wind with a short sheet bin because we can put the next ring out behind here to help block wind. On the tall sheets, they're 42, some manufacturers are 44 inches. We can't, because this part of the jack, they're so tall, we can't put them out until our last jack, and the jack will come down and crunch the sheet. So just thought I'd give you kind of a look of a grain bin. We managed to get 2 rings on today before it got too windy, so just call it quits and go home, and we've got 8 rings to go to put on this thing, and then we're done. Well, then we put the floor in. Then the floor, that is our center jack. It holds our center tree up with, I don't know where the pieces are now. The center jack, oh, part over here. There's the center jack goes in the center. Here's all the parts for it, and it basically holds the peak ring, that big circle thing up there, right there, as we're getting the rafters on. But then when we're ready to put the floor in, we clear everything out of here. Once we get it anchored, we pull everything out, the jacks, and then we bring in the center, we call it the center basket. It goes in the center, and then it's got a unload tube that shoots out the bin, and it's got gates. So there's your main center basket has a gate, and this one has, I think, 5 gates, 1 emergency, and then 4 more gates, and they'll come out where I've got marked on the pad right there. Now that marking right there is where my unload's gonna come out, and that's how they unload the bin, get the corn out. It'll have a false floor, so once we get the center basket in and get that centered up, the supports come in about yay high. We have to build those, and then the floor sits on top of that, and it's called a false floor because then this gets 2 giant fans on the outside that will blow air in underneath the floor and push it up into the corn. So there you guys go, inside of a working project we're on right now. So I've had some guys ask, and I just never have time while we're working to talk about it or to video anything. So here you go. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.